Yo, what up? You know, already know who it is. This your man, PapaZoe. The PapaZoe Show with my co-host.
Walk the walk, you already know. Walk the walk in the building.
Bro Heavy, what's happening?
You already know, man.
Well, you ain't saying nothing, Bro Heavy.
Hey, man, I'm over here, man.
Hey,
I'm
man.
over here.
Hey, all right, let us know. You here. With our special guest in the building, please introduce yourself, sir.
Eddie eMIX Hernandez, mixer, producer, A&R.
That's what it is. You know, before we take off, you know, we always got to go ahead and pop that bottle. So we'll go ahead and get on that B&B mix so I can put you on that B&B mix real quick.
Oh man, can't wait.
A legendary.
This is really why I'm here.
There you go, pop that right there.
For sure.
Walk the walk. Oh yeah, ain't made no mess either.
Oh, I did this around the world.
Yeah.
Professional.
Professional. Yo,
Already.
you know me. It's y'all.
Salud.
Salute.
Salute.
That's what it is. Yo, eMIX, you said what you do. So you a trick all trade then.
I wouldn't say all trades, but I'm localized in the music, in the actual production of the music, putting it together.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty.
So your job description being like you said, you engineer
Mm-hmm.
and you what else you
Produce
produce
and A&R.
and A&R.
Right.
So you do make beats.
I don't make beats anymore. I kind of produce in the classical sense, meaning when you think of like Quincy Jones, you think of those guys, even like the Dr. Dre's and stuff, but not necessarily. It's not about making the beat. It's about, you know, creating a song. 'Cause
Okay.
you can have a beat, but the beat might be, let's say, 70% there, but it could be, it ain't really a record yet. It takes somebody to say, okay, you know what, we're gonna get this person on the hook. We're gonna make this into a bridge. I like that sound, but can we hear that a little different, maybe a different instrument?
Okay.
And so that's the kind of things I'll
You do.
with a project where the beat was great, but it wasn't fully fleshed out. It wasn't really fully, had the vision yet. So I'll kind of apply that and just take the record to the next level.
Okay. How long you been an engineer?
It's 23 years this
Okay.
September. We just passed 23 years.
Wow.
Yeah,
Damn.
yeah, long
So
time.
yeah. Damn. You've been. Damn. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
How did you get started?
Well, I'm from here first off, right? I'm from North Miami.
Okay.
I literally,
North Miami.
yeah, went to the W.J. Bryan, North Miami Middle, North Miami Senior.
Oh, okay.
So I came up in this area, and so we always knew the studios were here. You know,
Right. There's a lot of
Criteria,
studio
the
there.
street right here,
Right.
Audio Vision Studios. This before there was even a Circuit House when I was growing up.
Mm-hmm.
And so, just coming up, I was blessed. My father is Puerto Rican descent.
Mm-hmm.
My mother's Mexican. But my
Okay.
dad primarily was the music guy. He didn't
Okay.
play no instruments, but boy, he had a hell of a record collection, and it was super diverse. Shout out to him. Because I was a latchkey kid, only child. So when they was off at work and I'd come home from school, I'd be by myself. So it'd be certain records he was playing the night before that I'd be searching for. What was that song he was playing? He hate when I used to go through his records.
So you're the only child?
Only child.
You like me, man. You like me.
Yeah.
We got something in common. Yeah. So
I was skimming through his stuff, you know.
Mhm.
Again, Puerto Rican, so definitely we had salsa in the house, you know what I'm saying, a lot of salsa. But then he loved Motown, he loved the Beatles. But then also the first time I ever heard Rapper's Delight, he had that in the record collection.
Yeah. So he had it. So he was versatile.
20-something years in the game, I look back and I say, man, dog, he really set me up. And again, this, we come from the analog age when it was, we still doing vinyls and cassettes. There was no streaming where we could just kind of poke around and find stuff.
Yeah.
It had to be in a collection, on hand.
Yep.
So the fact that he had that on hand for me to just
Find an
explore.
old 8-track.
Well, I ain't had no 8-track.
Yeah, no 8-track, yeah. I had some 8-track. I'm way back. I'm going way back there. I had to, yeah.
Yeah. So fast forward through that, you know, I was a little, you know, I wasn't a bad kid, but you know, I was a latchkey kid. So my parents went home, so I'd be out in the street. I'd go to the park, play ball.
Right.
That materialized in other stuff. Okay, we play ball. All right, a couple of the homies want to go do this or go get into that. So we get in a little mischief and stuff like that, man. And I say music saved my life because it gave me a focus. Because I had some homeboys that started DJing.
Right.
And they would, and he was one of my best friends as far as he used to ball out. We used to play ball all day. You know, back then it was you know, you keep the court. As long as you keep winning, you keep the court. You know what I'm saying? So me and him used to run it. We used to be on that thing 5 games straight. And then, you know, he'd be like, everybody else talking about they're gonna go over here and do something else. And he'd be like, man, I'm gonna go home and practice DJing.
Right.
So I was like, wow.
How old are you?
At that time, I was probably about 16.
Yeah. And how
Oh, now?
old are you now? Yeah.
Or 45.
Okay.
Gonna be 46 in 2 weeks. Next week.
Okay.
Leave again.
Okay.
So so then I just started going hanging out, just watching the DJ. I ain't even touch the equipment. I ain't want to break nothing. But I was just fascinated with it. You know what I'm saying? Like I just wanted to just see y'all work on it and man, how you do that? How you do that? So I was still kind of learning. And then that grew into a little mini studio in the back of their house. They started recording, a couple of homeboys. We had a music store up the street. Now it's a Ross right here off of 135th and 123rd and Biscayne. It used to be at Mars Music. And my homeboys used to go in there and steal the beat machines. Throw in the backpack and run out. We ain't had no manuals, nothing. So we would just sit there all day. Some of our homeboys, they done skip, they dropped out. So they be at the crib all day just trying to figure out how to get this thing to loop. And so we come home from school and they just be excited to show us, oh, look what I found out. We could do this now. So just by process of elimination and just messing with it, again, no smartphones, no YouTube. We just hammering through this thing. What this button do? What this do? And little by little, we start looping up beats, sampling, doing all that. And just trying to get past this, get pushed further through the story. I just at a certain point, I caught myself feeling like, okay, this is fun. But how do I get to them on the radio? How do I get on the TV where they doing the videos?
Or how do I make money from this?
Yeah, you know, I'm still 16, 17
Right.
at that time, but still I'm thinking, I love this. How can I make this be something that I could do moving forward?
Right.
And so at that time, it didn't feel like a reality. You know what I mean? It felt like, you know, the thing is, you know, my old boy, school, you go to school, you work hard, you get a good job, you work hard. That's reality. So this was like far-fetched. And then I found out about a school named Full Sail in Orlando that teaches engineering, production, film, a lot of stuff. And I remember a bunch of my homeboys at the same time, we all found out about it. And I remember that, at the time, which was now, it's way more expensive.
They didn't have nothing like that?
No, there wasn't nothing down here yet. Now they have SAE down here and stuff like that. They ain't had nothing like that. The only other thing, I believe, there was a conservatory in New York, and it was something, I think, recording workshop in LA.
Okay.
And then the closest thing was Full Sail in Orlando for us. So ended up going up there. I ended up talking to my parents into it because I was like, it felt legitimate. You get a degree. I had an associate's degree, so I said, Pop, I could get an associate's degree.
They want to hear that.
They want to hear that degree talk.
Yeah, they want to hear that.
My father never got a degree, so that's big. You know,
Yeah,
again, island culture. They came from Puerto Rico here, better life for their kid.
Right.
You're not gonna tell me you're gonna just do music now and no. That's not how it works.
Yeah.
So I talked him into, hey, Pop, I get a degree doing this, you know, and he didn't like it the whole time, hated on me the whole time. So that was kind of a fire burning. I'm gonna show him. So I went there, did well, came out, started interning here at Audio Vision right there off of West Dixie Highway, like 134.
How did you meet Ross though?
I'm gonna get there. Who I did meet there first was
Right.
Disco Rick.
Okay, Rick. Yeah.
Disco Rick was the studio manager of Audio Vision.
Okay. Oh, okay.
And so, shout out to Disco. Disco seen something with me in me early.
Yeah, Disco been around
Long time.
long time.
And
That's my
Disco
boy.
done-
We go back.
Disco done found a lot of the guys
Yeah.
like me. He found E2 Lex,
Yeah.
DJ Sam Sneak, and countless other people that
Yeah.
when he, so you know, at a certain point, I didn't know it at the time, but as we progressed, it was a blessing to be picked, like to Rick to see something in you and say, nah, that's my guy. So I was Rick's engineer. At a certain point, he said, you're gonna be my guy. Anything I book, all my clients are going through you.
Mm.
And I remember at the time, I wasn't even that 100% confident in myself yet. So I was like, man, are you sure? He's like, man, you're gonna do great. Because he just like the way I approach things, and I guess my personality, like some of the other guys, they just weren't getting along with clients and stuff like that. And back then, as a staff engineer, it's all about finishing the session,
Mm-hmm.
but also making a good impression and hopefully have return clients.
Right.
They want to come back.
Yeah.
So that was paramount, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what it was all about. Because if you fuck it up, or if you just have a bad attitude, or you just ain't vibing, the work ain't right, you know, they gonna go somewhere else.
Yeah, right.
And then you ain't the guy.
Right,
So
right.
I started coming up through the ranks because I was getting return clientele. Then I started getting all the big clients. So my first big client, my first big placement was Ludacris, Stand Up. When I Move, You Move.
Oh, okay,
Just like
okay.
that. So I got Ludacris. I did that record, and I always like to tell this story because it's a good story as far as, especially up and coming producers, engineers, where I was still technically interning. So because I was interning, they gave me $10 an hour. It was a 4-hour session. I got $40.
Mm.
This song went double platinum, Grammy nominated, did all that. And so, rewind real quick, when I was going to school, I thought, boy, when you get a platinum plaque,
You get that.
oh, you set. Life is good. Boy, you got the whip, you got the car. Man, I got $40.
$40.
So it was a bittersweet thing. I was really feeling like, man, I guess this thing ain't really it. Man. But shout out to Disco. Disco said, boy, this is the beginning. Now you got something to sell yourself with. Now you got something to promote yourself and say, hey man, I did this record that is on the radio.
Right, right.
And so I kind of regrouped, I listened to him, and that's what I did. And I promoted him. I said, hey, you know, hey, what you worked on? Oh, I worked on that record. Oh man, you did that.
Mm.
And it did start happening.
Yeah.
I started getting clients. Things started popping for me. Disco ends up getting leaving Audio Vision, builds his own studio off of 183rd. We called it Platinum. It was over there almost by Otis. And my first client there, because they was tight, was Uncle Luke.
Okay,
This Uncle Luke last album, The Dawn of All Dawns.
okay, okay.
So I'm his head engineer on that project. I'm recording it, mixing, I'm doing everything. This was probably the most pivotal point, especially at that time, but in my career, even when I'm thinking about it right now, because I'm in the room with Disco Rick and Uncle Luke every night.
Mm.
So as much as I'm from here and I thought I knew the music industry, especially the Miami industry, it's one thing to have Disco Rick, Uncle Luke with his Bacardi Limon, that's his favorite.
Mm-hmm.
And when that bottle get about halfway, that's when he started telling you everything, giving you all that game. And in my mind it was you know, talking about back in the day, DJ battles,
Mm-hmm.
you know, who got the best sound system, ghetto style, all that,
Yeah, Ghetto Style DJ Phase 1, Phase 2.
all of
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
So I was getting that talk and that game every night, you know. So what ends up happening, because I'm working on that project, you know, the word gets out. Disco putting the word out. Luke working on his last project. Y'all want to get in, y'all got to get in because it's happening. So everybody start coming. Trick come, Trina, and you remember this prime time. This about 2004. You know this. You know prime time Trick. This prime time Trina. This is at the height of their big thing, their careers. Jackie O, Pitbull, Dirtbag. And so while we there in one of our sessions, Rick come in laughing. And he said, Luke, you gotta hear this record, man. This dude got a mixtape, man. He going at Touche, Slip and Slide.
Mm-hmm.
We played the record. Luke loved it. Luke said, man, bring him, call him. Man, we need him on the project. And next day, Rick said, hey man, go to the door. He here. I open the door. I said, what's good, man? I'm eMIX. No, at the time I wasn't eMIX. It was eMIX. He said, Ross, where disco at? And so that was the first time I met Ross. And he came in there, flame track. Y'all could go and look up the record. It's called Oh My God. It's Uncle Luke, Rick Ross, and Dirtbag on the record. And so immediately after that, me and Ross just hit it off.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that night when he laid that verse. I was telling my homeboys used to always ask, "Who you work with tonight? Who you work with tonight?" I said, "Man, this is dude, man. Rick Ross." And at that time, nobody really knew who he was. He didn't have no projects.
He had no project.
He had mixtapes and stuff.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
People who knew, but it wasn't widespread.
Right.
So I said, man, listen, dog, he just rhymed different. His whole style different. And I mean, at one point, we got so cool where he would have me come by the crib. He was trying to build a studio in his crib and all that. So what ends up happening after that project comes out, Ross go do his thing. I start working with Trick on his next project, the Matrimony project. Because I worked with him on the Loop project, he liked how I worked, so then I'm working on Thug Matrimony, which is, let's go, if you want it, you can get it, all that. I don't see Ross for about a year and a half, hustling on the radio, starting going crazy, they start spinning hustling. I remember I was working with the Dunk Riders at the time, a young iceberg come in and say, boy, Ross got him one. He say some shit like, whip it real hard, whip it, and we like, for real? And we finally hear the record. We said, oh shit, he got him. Next time I see Ross, they shooting the video for Hustling. He had the Carol Mart.
Yeah.
Trick used to have a studio right up the street from Carol Mart. Right off 183rd and like 30 something back there. So I shot over there, went up in the trailer scene. Back then it was a big production. Now everybody shoot guerrilla style, with the phones and the small cams. Back then they had them budgets. They got the big crane and they got the guy up there with the big,
For real.
the boy with the craft services.
Yeah.
They going all out. So I remember telling him, I said, boy, last time I seen him, he asked me to burn like 20 CDs for him so he could, his mixtape. And now here you got the big production. Big Def Jam deal. That was huge back then.
Yeah, right there, yeah.
That $1 million deal back then was it might as well have been $1 billion deal.
Right,
We
right.
was just like, boy, this man got a Def Jam deal. What? That we already associate that. That's Jay-Z, that's all that. Def Jam was back then especially was, that's just hip hop royalty.
Yeah, that's when Jay-Z, I think that's around when Jay-Z was running it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all of that aura around Def Jam and signing somebody from the crib was huge. And so he get missing a while then. And then in between them times, I'm just working. I'm still working. I'm working on different projects, working with Trina, working with who wasn't I working with? The whole time, it's funny when everybody asks me about my career, the reason why I always can remember is because my son is a month older than my career. So I can always think, how old is my son again? And then that's how I know.
You've been 20.
Because I was on the grind the whole time. I couldn't afford no downtime, no chilling, oh man, I got to meet so-and-so. I don't care about me.
Don't care about none of that.
It's
You on your grind.
we working.
Right.
So that's how I met Ross initially. I don't even know where my timeline. Oh, I did want to tell the story because the young lady here kind of said, oh, I remember you, eMIX. So I said, I got a funny story about that. So Disco Rick was the one who started calling me eMIX.
Right.
So I remember telling him, I said, man, but listen, everybody think, eMIX from Power 96, dog. I'm not eMIX from Power 96. He's like, it don't matter. You're not a DJ. You're a mixer. You're mixing the records. And I said, man, I don't like that. People don't understand the difference with that. So back then, Disco was promoting Bermudas.
Right. Yeah.
And so
I know Miami Beach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Bermuda. I still miss Bermuda.
You remember that? Bermuda was a spot.
Oh, we had a good time in Bermudas. Many a time.
Yeah.
Woo! And so, we was in the studio. It was me, him, and Luke, and they needed me to finish some edits, but they said we heading over there. I think it was for Luke's birthday or something. So Eddie, meet us out there when you're done. I said, all right, cool. So I head out there, and I'm cutting through the crowd. Disco and Luke in the DJ booth, so I'm cutting over to get to them. Luke already on the mic, working the mic, just, you know, getting everybody hyped. And so somewhere in the middle of it, he catch me, he see me, he said, hey, everybody shout out my engineer, eMIX. So everybody look at me, you know, I do them.
Mm-hmm.
But then I said to myself right then, I said, well, damn, I think I'm eMIX now, because, boy, ain't nobody got a story like that where Disco Rick gave him the name and Uncle Luke solidified it.
eMIX.
So then, because I still didn't like the fact that
Somebody DJ,
I said, we gonna take an eMIX. And so that's how that came about, you know what I'm saying? And I tell people a lot of times, I like to tell that story because I said I like to challenge anybody to tell me how you got your name, because if you got it from two legends from the crib like that, then, hey man, I respect it. But a lot of people, you know, they just say, I thought it was cool. I ain't like the name, you know what I'm saying? So it grew on me. I earned it though.
eMIX.
eMIX.
We outside.
Yeah, for sure. Especially back then, you had to be outside.
Yeah.
You had to be outside.
Yeah, well, you ain't getting no money.
No.
Huh?
You ain't getting no money.
You ain't getting no
for
money if you ain't
Yeah.
going shaking hands and looking people in the eye.
You feel me?
Well, it was different. That's why even now, you know, talking about, you know, I had a homeboy of mine. He's an A&R. Well, I forgot. I don't know where he's at now. He was over there at Rock Nation. But cause you know, I got a whole new wave now. I'm working with a lot of young cats. He's like, man, the way you've been able to stay kind of on top of the game and ahead of the game for so long needs to be studied. And I said, listen, it ain't like I'm doing nothing different. What it is, I came up in an era where it's mine. We work, we get this in. We ain't no, to this day I tell people, boy, especially up and coming kids, boy, your birthday gone. Ain't no birthday. What you mean you ain't working because you got a birthday? You got a birthday. For real. Your mama birthday might be fucked. A lot of people might be fucked. Hey man, oh, we gotta get together. Oh, we hanging out this Saturday. All that out. If you're trying to get it, if you're trying to win. You know, so I still have that mentality. I still work the same way.
That's what's up, man.
And so what happens is a lot of these young cats don't work like that.
They don't work like
You
that.
know,
It's different. They're
They
different.
do the bare minimum. They feel like they did something.
Especially right now.
That's what I'm telling you. That's
Yeah,
what I'm
right now.
telling you.
Yeah.
So
Right
if
now.
that's my competition, oh,
No, you-
all I gotta do is
Just
keep
do
doing
it.
what I've been doing.
That's it. Real talk.
So man, I'm still up 4 or 5 in the morning because I just, you know what it is too. It's about having pride in your work, having pride in yourself, and pride in yourself as a brand as well. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to put out no shoddy work. I don't want to put no half-ass nothing into anything. And sometimes, you know, people say, well, I ain't even want to do it anyway. Well, once you show up, once you say you're going to do it,
You do it.
you got to own
You
it
gotta own that.
and go all the way with it. If not, nobody care about what you're trying to say. Well, see, I ain't really want to. You signed up for it.
So you better go ahead and go through it.
Your face on it now. Yeah.
How is it working with Ross? Is it difficult?
No, I mean, listen, again, I've been lucky enough. Most of the people that I've worked with, a lot of people ask me, well, I don't know how you work with Dog Crazy. That's any of them. That's Trick Daddy, that's Gucci Man, there's Rick Ross, that's all of them got their quirks. But what I've realized is, listen, I ain't no gangster, I ain't trying to be no gangster, I ain't trying to be nothing I'm not. I'm a man.
Right.
I'm serious about my craft, and I'm here to do something, and I'm great at what I do. And so they respect that. They respect that, yo, this dude shows up. He ain't here to play, he ain't here to hang out. And so when you walk in with that level of respect for what you do, I think it makes everything a little more easier, you know what I'm saying? Because they say, oh no, he buy his stuff. And it's not just about, you know, being confident, but it's also you got to show up. Like, man, my vocal, I ain't never heard my voice sound like that. Man, the way you got the beat sounding and all that, oh man. So it's about that too. And that's all the practice and preparation that come into it. So when I show up to a session, you know, usually the best thing you can have is, I don't need nobody to pat me on the back. But as long as everything is moving as it should, then we're doing great. So like meeting on Ross, or like I told you, when I was working with Luke, the reason why I ended up working with damn near every client that came to do a feature was because that was my shot to show them
What you could do.
what I could do. So when Trick got in the booth, I need to show Trick that I know what I'm doing. When Trina get in the booth, Jackie O get in the booth, Rick Ross get in the booth, this is my shot. Because it could go either way. My whole story could be different. I could say,
Right,
man, I
right.
did that engineering thing a long time ago. That shit didn't work out. Fuck all that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know, I'm selling insurance now. But again, I had a kid, so I thank my son a lot because I told him, I said, without you, I don't know if I had that extra edge.
Drive.
Yeah, because it was the same way I told you in the studio engineer as a staff engineer in the studio. You talking about return clientele? It's the same thing as an individual engineer.
Mm-hmm.
I need you to feel like, whoa, this feels good, this feels different, this guy's sharp, I need him. And that's what it was. And so when I had that, and again, shout out to Rick, because he was telling me, he said, man, this is your opportunity. Everybody coming to work on this project. Everybody, every producer from the crib, every artist from the crib, and you the guy. So it could go one or two ways. You can fuck this up, or you could gain new clients and then get onto these bigger projects and grow. You know, and that's what it was. So working with Ross, I mean, a lot of engineering is psychology, you know, and a lot of engineering is understanding egos, pride, creativity. You know, these are all alpha males. These are all, you know, they're bosses in their own right. Everybody I work with. So it's a matter of understanding, not to buckle, not to make yourself small. Like I told you, show you that, hey, I belong in this room as well. But at the same time, I'm not here to butt heads with you. I need to allow you that space for yourself because I need you to be full you on this record.
Right.
I need you to feel inspired and feel like, yeah, I want that vocal to come out and feel like that. So it's a psychology to understanding how do I do that and give them that space for themselves to be who they are. And, you know, and for the most part it works out. I mean, of course, me and Ross, I've worked on the majority of his career.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've been there since I wasn't there for Port of Miami, but I started assistant mixes in Trilla, and with Ray C, which Ray C was mixing all his stuff back then. That was my engineering mentor. You know, I was with Ray C for about 2.5 years. Ray C was the Miami sound. He did all the slip and slide stuff, all Trick Daddy, Nanning, all that stuff. Everything Trina ever did, and then he also did Cash Money stuff, early Cash Money, T.I. So I came up under him. So I didn't become Ross's head engineer until Deeper Than Rap.
Okay.
Deeper Than Rap. At the time, honestly, I was contemplating getting out of the game. Just because the industry hard, man. It's, you know, again, I got a kid, people playing with my money. You know, back then it was a little different again, where things would get kind of gangster and you got to show up at people's office. And,
Yeah, get your money.
hey man, I ain't leaving until I get this check, boy. Y'all might as well cut that thing, because it's a problem out here, boy. I remember one time I was catching the bus. I ain't even have a car. But I said, well, I'm going to catch the bus and sit here in the lobby. Oh, he's not here. It's okay. I'll wait. They said, man, just cut that man his check, man. I don't even want to come in there with dog like that. And so I was doing all that. So it got to a point where it was just labels playing around. And sometimes, you know, you'll have money floating. It's in process.
But
It's like, man, I need that money now, bro. What y'all telling me, man? It's, you know, net 30, then it turned net 40, net 60, net 90, net 120. Now y'all playing with me, man. It's been there 4 or 5 months. So at that time, man, I was at like in a crossroads where I was like, man, I can't do this no more. I was thinking, man, this might be the end of my chapter, man. I had some plaques, I had Grammy nominations, I had a good run. Ross come in, I was over there at Circle House, Ross and Khaled come in, Ross talking about, oh shit, what's up, what you been up to, blah, 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 we talking. He said, man, I'm up in the A now, working on my project, man, but I don't got no engineer, I just gotta do press and record, shit everywhere, you know, it don't really sound, it's not mixed, it ain't cleaned up, nothing. I said, so we worked out a 2-week deal. And in my mind, I'm thinking, this like, the last, you know, it's always that last,
Hoorah.
yeah, that, you know, in like the gangster movies and stuff, that one last
chapter.
Yeah, we gonna get that one big lick and we out. So I was thinking, man, okay, that's 2 weeks, day rate, gotta be enough money for me to kind of, when I come back, keep the rent paid for a couple months and I can look around, get a job and just move on. I go up there, and again, even though we knew each other and all that, this is when we were able to kind of just, he played me the project, And what was funny is, like the next day, he went out of town and left me there.
Oh shit.
Left me I'm talking about by myself
By yourself.
in a mansion,
This
in
nigga.
a studio by myself downstairs. And he just trusted me and said, hey man, just clean all this stuff up, man, I'll be back. And they was on the road and all that, and he came back. And again, like I told you before, you know, you some people see challenges, some people say, what the fuck is this? What's up with dog? This shit weird. I said, all right, let's use this as an opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna make sure this shit sound like it's done and
Glass.
put out
Shit,
tonight.
glass, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when they got back, that's what happened. We started listening to stuff. And, damn. You know. So then the conversation after the 2 weeks was, nah, E, we gotta lock this in. Let's talk business. I need you 24 hours. I need you to be my guy. And then that's what ended up happening. So I ended up from that point on just running the whole project through.
Mm-hmm.
You know, from just the early edits all the way into the final project.
Mhm.
Flying to New York with the masters and getting it mastered, taking it to Def Jam. That was my first time flying to New York with Def Jam and with Deep in the Rap in my hand. I damn near missed the flight. I didn't even get to bring my clothes. I only had one set of clothes and the hard drive in my hand to take it to master. That was my first flight to New York. So yeah, we definitely bumped heads here and there, but it's you know, it's all in creativity and what happens is when you got deadlines and come on, you know, I kind of liken making an album to almost, you know, when we was kids and you had to do like a science project or you had a group project, you know, it'd be the four of us, they group us up, and then at the end of the month we all got presented in front of the class.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about y'all, but I ain't never liked to talk in front of the class. You know, that was like petrifying, you know. Like, damn, I don't want to do this. So you want some people to go up ahead of you and see how they did it. And so it's the same thing with the album, just on a bigger scale.
Right.
It's like, you know, we've been working on this thing, and we think it sounds dope, but you never really know until you present it. So when you got that type of feeling, where it's like, man, it's so personal. Because you really feel like, yo, this album hard. This is dope. The music is dope. But what if the people don't like it?
Mm.
So the tensions get high.
Yeah.
And so then, you know, Ross being the fact that not only is he the artist, but he's also, you know, the head of the label, the whole thing. He's in charge of the whole process. He starts to kind of like, yo, y'all gotta be on point. Y'all gotta make sure this thing right. Because it's his face on the cover. This is his project, so it's like, man, I need y'all all firing on 100% because this shit fold. It's not even an option. It's not if it's fold. It can't fold.
Can't fold.
Y'all boys crazy if you even giving yourself that option. So, but you know, so yeah, so we've had tensions and stuff, but it's always been creatively for the better. And then, you know, the project comes out, people love it, #1 on the, you know, especially like Deep in the Rap, debut #1. Teflon Don debut #2, which was Politics, you know, that with Eminem beat us out. We should have got that #1, you know. But it worked out. That became a #1 album. So then, you know, okay, you know what he's doing. Time for the next one. And then back then, we wasn't just doing the main album. We were doing like 2 mixtapes and an album every year. So we was giving the streets something.
Other than like Luke, Rick, and Ross, right? What other big major artists that you work with?
Shit, over my whole career.
Yeah.
Oh,
Man, I want to know.
I done worked with everybody. Jay-Z, like I said, Gucci Mane. I done did about 14 albums with Gucci.
What?
Yeah. Wake Up with the Sky.
You out here, man.
Don't shoot about it.
I
I'm not
see.
even. I'm still a humble guy, but at the same time, I'm not humble like
I did
that.
not know you was to that degree, man. I really didn't.
I'm out of here. I'm on Cardi's new album. I mixed the bonus record on the album. Don't Do Too Much.
Okay.
So that's double platinum, #1 on the Billboard 200. I do everything Sexy Red ever did. Get It Sexy, Ski, Rob 49, What the Helly. I do everything for Rob. I did the Boston Richie, Help Me record. Yeah, Gucci I did Wake Up in the Sky. I get the bag, amongst other records. Like I said, I did 14 whole
You out here,
projects.
man. You out here. I did not know that.
You know, but we could transition into that and it comes from working with Ross. It comes from disco from the beginning, just giving me game on how to work in the industry, but at the same time with the work ethic, that Ross, that we was on it. So what happened was, once I started kind of branching out and going out on my own, the work ethic was the same. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm still
Grinding.
grinding, so the work ethic don't change.
Right.
Like I told Ross one time, because he wrote that book, the business one, what the hell is it called? The second book he wrote. But I was mad at him. I said, man, congratulations, God bless, man. I'm so happy, but I'm mad. And I said, boy, you done gave the people everything I learned, like on the ground level. You gave it to them in a book. Boy, I had to earn this. Damn near that book came to fruition through the grind. You know what I'm saying? So like terms like God Boss and stuff, I done heard that since '06. You know, that's a chapter in this book, which is the game ain't based on sympathy, which I still use to this day, because you see it all the time. You know, like I told you, nobody cared. Nobody cared, bro, what your dog got run over. Wait, can you turn in the project? Well, go ahead and tend to the dog. We're going to get somebody else. You know what I'm saying? That's the game. I'm so sorry for you. So
Work must go on.
the work must go on.
Yeah.
The deadline ain't changing for you. Oh, you sick today? Oh, you sick. So you sick? Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, or are you just playing? Or you just you don't feel like it today. Boy, you got to get over that. If you want to win, you want to keep winning. Because, again, with the music industry especially, it's rolling dice. We rolling dice. We trying to hit.
Yeah,
And
crap.
every roll you don't take is another opportunity off. But what happens is somebody else could jump in and get that.
And get that for real.
And then they go. And then you like, dang.
Then you got to be in the back
So
just watching.
man, to this day, man, you know how many times they still hit me? People that know me, they be like, you think you can mix this record? All I just say is send it. I'm not even having a conversation. Send it. I don't say no to nothing. I'm trying to say no to nothing. Send it. I need that. And I just been lucky enough. I don't know. You know, that's when I start to. It's not luck. It's God. You know, hard work, preparation. You know, all that. You know, when they say, what is that? Opportunity is preparation and,
Right.
and something. Preparation is something. I don't know. There's the equation that they say. It's that saying.
Do you work with indie artists also?
I do.
You do?
I do. I'm a little. A lot of indie artists can't.
Because you know they
afford the set.
some of them they money in that long.
Yeah. It's,
So
it's
that's
hard.
why.
It's hard because listen, and this is the thing. I done had somebody done like some kid, man. He done got mad at me. Oh man, see, it's people like you, man. Don't help nobody come up. And he was from North Miami. Yeah, it's like damn, dog. Like the problem is at this point, this stuff I'm telling you, like right now, I left the session. I'm going back. I gotta finish this mix. It's like it's at that point what happens, the price has to be a certain level because the time is so small. It ain't like I'm just chilling and playing video games waiting for something. No, my schedule is packed. So at a certain point, the price is gotta be that because it's not worth it to me to add this into my chaos that I already got.
Because when he said that, right? When he said that, I hit him up, right? I hit him and I asked him,
Yeah.
"You, how much you know you? Because I got indie artists. How much you charge to mix this stuff?" Boy sent me back $1,000. I said, "Okay." I said, "Yeah."
But it's true.
Yeah.
Listen, I used to feel the type of way. I used to feel bad. I used to feel like, man, I don't want to be that guy. But then it really got to a point where it's realistically challenging for me to fit this in. And then it gets to a point where it's not worth it for me. I'd rather not take this money from this person because it'll just give me that enough space to breathe between these projects I'm on. You get what I'm saying? So whatever they got, let's say they got $500, man. What, man, you turn down $500? I'll cash that $500 in so I can at least sleep for 4 hours in between these two projects before I gotta get back up at 6 in the morning and keep mixing this because I gotta turn this at 10 a.m. the next morning for mastering. You know what I'm saying? So that's my reality now, where it's like, man, time is worth You know, they always tell you that, you know, time is worth something.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when, you know, again, you know, I have a high hit ratio. You know what I'm saying? I tell people, like I'm not the cleanest pool player, but my win-loss ratio, I tend to win. Same thing. You want to side bet with me? That's why I tell people when they want to spend on me to mix. It's not like I'm not gonna tell you that when I mix your record, it's gonna be an automatic hit. But my win-loss ratio is very fucking good.
Yeah.
So
It's definitely
when I'm rolling, y'all want to side bet on this one. Y'all gonna make something with me. It's kind of like that.
Wow.
Like I said, you know, I got the Rick Rosses, I got the Gucci Man, I got that. But then I got the Sexy Reds. I got all the young cats too. That's why I was telling you earlier. My boy said, "Boy, you gotta be, that's good. I gotta be studied. How can you be at the beginning and go through this arc with these huge artists on their careers? Because a lot of people fade out with their artists. A lot of people will, you know, that was my guy, and as they, you know, fade off, I fade off.
Fade off with them.
I was able to still rep the
Stay
brand.
relevant.
Still MFG. That's still family.
Right.
I still see Ross damn near every other day. We working on his album now.
Right.
But still be able to, and see, that's again, I could be A&R and mixing his project and mixing these other projects. Where else do I got time to be mixing somebody else? That's gonna come
And
kind
for
of like
$500.
it's like, come on, brother. I got a mother I take care of. I got a girl. I got my son. And you want to give me this? You think, boy, I ain't got no time for it. Now, believe it. If I'm sitting around, give me that little money.
Yeah.
But again, I've had to do that just for my peace, because like I've caught myself where it's like.
Not all money is good money. Not all money is good. Somebody come with trouble, man. Headache.
I learned that early.
Yeah.
Like I told you, that was back in them days when I had to pull up on people.
Yeah.
Man, I remember one time. What ended up happening one time was I used to do that whole down payment thing, because they'd be like, oh, I'll give you a down payment.
Yeah.
I give you a down payment. You fake say you don't like the mix. So what ended up happening again?
You lose.
Yeah. Now they run off with half my money, right? So
Right.
then, but this specifically happened. This when I stopped it. Because, you know, then I said, hey, if something's wrong with the mix, you know, I'll get it right with you. You know, you work on this. And they be like, nah, it's all good. It's all good.
Bullshit.
Like,
Nothing wrong with the mix.
again, disco. I've been knowing disco since the beginning of my career. Disco, you know, disco always at the biggest strip clubs.
Right.
So one night I just so happened to pull up on disco at G5. I'm in G5 and I hear a song. I say, I know that record. And then I'm with my homeboy. I say, I think this is my mix. I said, if it do this effect right here at this point coming up, it's my mix, and I gotta go find. So boom, it do the effect, it do the drop and the whole thing. I said, that's me. I started looking around. He in the VIP over there throwing money on hoes. I said, oh no. We're walking over there. Hey, bro, mix sound good in here. He like, yeah. I said, yeah. I thought you didn't like the mix. Oh no, I was gonna holler at you about that. Oh nah, that thing, now we done heard it and, you know, giving me that talk like, yeah, we done heard it in the club and that, you know, nah, we're gonna hit you. Made him cash me out right there. Hey man, look like you got enough for the other half right here. Matter of fact, dog, that's what I'm gonna do, man. Hey man, might as well come on and drink with us. Nah, I don't wanna drink with you, but let me get that money, dog. Yeah. From that point on, people hit me with, oh, you wanna do the down payment? I don't do down payments up front. Up front, and again, that turned a lot of clients off. You know, I said, but look, you want to go get a pair of Jordans, you ain't going to Foot Locker and tell them you're going to give them half. And then you're going to try them out for a little bit and see if you like them. So I said the same thing. I said, listen, if you really want to work, you know, give yourself another month or whatever you got to do to save up the rest of the money and come holler at me down. Oh, all right, well, look, like I said, I done dodged a bullet on that. That wasn't no good money. Early in my career, I was getting burned left and right with that. Because I was just saying yes to everything. Yeah, man, I'll take it, man, I'll take it. Because I was hungry, that's all I had. I needed it. I needed the bread, boy, man. Somebody got a couple $100, man. I got $150, man, give me the money. I need the money. I got a kid at home, man. Yeah, man. I was out here, man. I said, man, I just want to do music. I'm out here thugging now. I gotta call my homeboys. We gotta go look for dog. I ain't in this for this, man. I love music. So, you know, man, listen. Coming up through this, especially in Miami, Like I tell you all the time,
And
man.
you from North Miami. North Miami ain't no joke now.
Yeah.
North Miami.
No, and I'm an official, real,
Yeah, North Miami.
98.
Yeah.
Class of 98.
Oh, class of 98?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Who are some of your biggest influences?
Like, what do you mean? Music-wise, engineer-wise?
Music-wise.
I was, man,
Some people that came that you dealt with, not only was they sharp talent-wise, but they were sharp. Like they knew the business also. You know how some people they just know how to just rap, but then they getting screwed all over because they don't know this part of the game.
yeah. Well, that definitely falls back to like a Ross. In the beginning, I looked up to Luke a lot. You know what I mean? Just because I knew about Luke Records and I knew about his independent record label and stuff like that. So it was dope to see him and him promoting. He had his clubs and all that. So I always thought that was dope. Just knowing, as I grew up, because I remember being a kid and hearing his music and hearing Two Live Crew and all that. But then as I started to learn more, knowing that his entrepreneurial spirit. So that was probably like the first one that I said I seen he got a mind on it. He know how to work this.
Yeah.
Then of course I we go back to a Ross. Ross was definitely somebody that was thinking on a bigger level. It wasn't just about the rapping. Because I knew a lot of dudes, like you said, that were real talented rappers, but it wasn't even like their mind was on the money. Their mind wasn't even on the studio. Their mind was just they was keeping it was too real. They was really in these streets wilding, bugging out, and people were trying to calm them down. Trick damn near was a victim of that early on. Trick was in and out wild and doing too much, and then shout out to Touche because he had he was the one that had to kind of talk
Calm him down.
Stay in that studio, and man, listen, coming up, I became big bro like that, and I done had to tell a lot of young folk, man, listen, man, stay in that booth, man, get out them streets, man. That shit ain't nothing out there for you, man. You winning right now. All you gotta do is stay and cook, man. Just stay here all fucking day, 12 hours a day. And what else you gonna do out there?
Slow the process.
I've had a lot of young cats, man, pass in jail now that I had that face-to-face combo with them, and they looked at me and said, "Nah, you right." And then I look on the news and
they done got fucked up.
yeah, man. So
That's what they need, man. That's what they need too.
Yeah, it's just I've seen even like with the Gucci situation, with Gucci, they would say, "Oh man, all his artists, he didn't support them, he didn't show them." Listen, man, we all told all of them, hey man, especially when they start seeing the success, they start feeling, they start getting that show money, they start, hey man, this it, you see it. Now you just gotta double down. It's already set up for you. Just keep out putting the product and keep showing up, and the money gonna keep growing. Yeah, you right. Yeah, boy.
They still go back to that street.
They go back up. They go to it. So and Gucci's another one. You know what I'm saying? I've been blessed. I think between Ross and Gucci is like a lot of the newer. It's kind of like I said, there's the Uncle Luke's and there's those guys, but then between Ross and Gucci to that those entrepreneurial spirits, the way they move.
Yeah.
Where they move differently. The way they record and the way they work, but it's a lot of similarities because the grind is the same. They wake up with intention. You know what I mean? They're not waking up just playing like I don't know what I'm gonna do. Nah, I'm waking up. I got this. I'm working out. I'm doing this. Then I got this meeting. Then we hit the studio. Then I'm doing this. Then I got the thing tonight. And they move like that every day. And so when you see stuff like that, I'm nowhere near any of their tax brackets, but to know that these are multi-millionaires and they still waking up like that, then what excuse I got for myself?
Facts. That's real.
Like I'll ask myself, I say, man, so what, because I do that to my son sometimes, what I'm saying? Boy, you good, you must be good. Boy, you don't need no money. You great where you at. What? Because I know I ain't good. I still need to get up. I still need to do, even with these kind of interviews, I'm not really necessarily big on these doing interviews. We were walking on Star Island. That's when I texted you. And I was telling Ross, it's like, man, I need to start. He said, E, man, you gotta. We were having a conversation, and he's like, E, you gotta let people know what you done did. You done did a lot, man.
Right.
Put in work, man. You one of them. But I always been. I come from the old school where fuck cameras, fuck all that.
Right.
Doing all that, man. People that need to know. But he like, we in a world now where if it ain't on Instagram, it ain't happen.
Right, right.
He like, people gotta see it. The people gotta hear it.
Real
And
talk.
so he was like, man, you need to hit PapaZoe, man. Just get on his thing and just tell him, talk to him.
Right.
Give him that game because that's what get out into the world. That's what the people see. So this me really, because again, man, I got a session right now, man. I got people calling me, hey, man, what the mix looking like? Man, I got shit going on. But I reminded myself, because earlier I was like, oh, I ain't want to go to this, man.
Yeah.
But I was like, but I need to.
Glad
We're
you
trying to
came.
grow.
Glad
We're trying to
you
do.
came.
I'm trying to elevate like how these fellas are elevating.
Right.
And so again, I seen that he's sat down with you. I said again,
Yeah.
if his multi-million-dollar ass could go and do an interview with you, who the hell am I not to do the interview?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's something you always got to remind yourself. Boy, if you ain't 100% where you feel you can be, keep putting in the work moving forward, because that energy is only gonna multiply, and then law of attraction, that kind of thing.
Right.
I'm not a big law of attraction guy. I think a lot of people, I am, but I'm not. Meaning that people read the book and they feel like if they put their vision board up and they just stare at they thing, it's gonna show up on my doorstep one day.
Right.
I'm more of a law of attraction guy, that I'm constantly heading in that direction. I'm walking to that mansion. I'm physically putting in that work, getting closer and closer and closer to it. So yeah, at some point it gonna see me and I'm gonna see it, and we gonna know, hey, we on the same page here. But I gotta still keep pushing until I get there. At no point do I feel like, okay, come to me. Come to me. It ain't, life ain't like that.
I like this, man. I like this. You
Well,
know
I'm
what
glad
I'm
you
saying?
came though,
For
because
real.
not only that, because I'm learning so much from you, and one of the main things I'm learning from you is that the presentation.
Mm.
We have people come here, not to knock nobody off, but you got, sometimes when you come here and you get that microphone, you have to be able to know how to articulate and present what you're doing.
Yeah.
People could hear, not slurring, not
You took over the show.
You feel me?
You took over the show, straight up. That's why I just sat back and let you go in and tell it. I had my little questions and everything. You know what I'm saying? But you answer all the questions.
Yeah.
You answer all the questions.
But that's the way he
Yeah, I like that.
But see, and that's what Ross was saying. That's why he was like, man, they gotta hear that.
Yeah, I like
Me and
that.
him talk, and he was like, E, man, you gotta get on these, you gotta let them hear this.
Me and my wife sat there. I said, babe, why don't you write this up? I'm actually writing it. I got my time for nothing. Cause you know what I'm saying. I like that though. I like that. I like you came, you conquer.
I was gonna say he came, he saw, he conquered.
You feel me?
And listen, and it's a work in progress. We still working. We still pushing. It ain't no.
pushing.
Every time people hit me and they say congratulations, I say, hey man, the grind don't stop. Literally in my DM, people hit me. I put out a new project or something come out. Like I said, the Cardi, the newest thing that came out, and it's been a big thing. So everybody been hitting me. Oh man, that's what's up. Congratulations. And I hit them back. I hit them with a 100 on they comment, and then I say, grind don't stop. Because shit, I'm already working on the next thing. I mixed that record like a year and a half ago.
Oh, word?
Yeah.
That Cardi?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I wasn't even supposed to make it, man. Well, that's a whole nother politics, but that record didn't make it on the initial run. And so I like, man, I ain't making it. I actually mixed about 3 records. I actually mixed Enough, the Miami record last year that was nominated for a Grammy for her.
Uh-huh.
And at that time, I was mixing about 3-4 records at the time for her, because I was going to be a bigger part of the project. But then stuff happened in her personal life, and she ended up going up to New York, and so it just side railed the project for another year.
Mm-hmm.
And at that time, I forgot what happened, schedule conflicts, etc. So when the album came out, I was like, I ain't make it. Then like a week later, I get a call from her engineer, and so I'm just congratulating him. Because it's a long time coming for them, and I know he's been working with her, and I know it's a tedious process, so many years and everything. So I was like, man, congratulations, bro. He said, and I said, man, now you can rest. He said, man, that's what I thought. And I said, what you mean? He said, man, I laid down, but then they woke my ass up for the deluxe project. And I said, oh, for real, they got a deluxe. Okay, that's what's up. He said, yeah, man. He said, I need them files from you for that one record. I said, what? He said, yeah, man. He said, you on the project, brother. You got that. You gonna be on that deluxe. I said, oh. I said, well, he said, so when can you give me the files? I said, well, I'm dropping everything. I'm sending that to you right now. So I already had the files ready in the tuck. I been had it, but I didn't mix the record. It was done.
Yeah.
Man, I turned that in so fast. Man, it just again, thank God, man. Like, cause that's at that point, it's like, listen, the deluxe was only one more record. So she done recorded and mixed so many records over the time span of creating that project.
Right.
If my record make it,
Make it. That's big.
I say,
That's
hey,
big.
listen,
That's big.
thank you, Lord. Thank you,
What's up,
Lord.
man?
So,
eMIX, man. That's what's up.
And those kind of things are the validation for the hard work. But it's also letting me know. See, I tell people sometimes, right? The way I don't traditionally pray, you know, I don't get on my knees and ask the Lord for nothing. I believe the Lord blessed me with everything I needed from the day I was born. I got my fingers work, my eyes work,
Big.
legs
Bless
work.
you.
I don't need to ask the Lord for nothing.
You know what? This is a thing I always said. Stop crying and crabbing about what you don't have. Thank God what you got. And you just sit
Yes,
there,
sir.
2 eyes, hands,
We
ears,
so blessed.
legs, and all that. You feel me? It's blessed. Be blessed.
So the way I be saying I pray is I show God that I'm going to use all my abilities that you blessed me with to their fullest abilities. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to work hard. I'm going to go in every day.
I like that.
And God has shown me that, all right, boy, I seen you done did that. I'm going to give you a little more. I said, well, give it to me. And I'm going to work. And that worked. And then I win with that one. Okay, I'm going to give you some more. I win with that one. And so that's why I told you with all the young folks, and they only want to do it. Man, listen, I done been blessed so many times and I done seen it like that. What all I know is hard work and dedication.
It pays off.
It pays off,
Pays off.
and and I'm blessed for
That's
it.
what it is. That's what it is, man. E, man. Hey, I appreciate you, E, for coming through.
I appreciate y'all.
You know what I'm saying? And then this was the eMIX show. You took over the show. I like it. I like that. I like that. I like it.
eMIX, let me ask you one thing, this last thing here. I asked Gunplay. When I look up,
That's
I
my
open
brother.
up the dictionary, I'm like, okay, I see eMIX. What's the definition of eMIX?
I got one of my.
Oh, you know me, I'm always. You heard the question. I look up eMIX. What's going to be the definition?
On the dictionary, your dictionary. Ooh, that's a good one, Walt.
That's a tough one.
Ah.
What I would say, I had a conversation with my son, right? My father passed 2 years ago. And when my father passed, I was, you know, it's a funny thing when somebody passes, you know, and my father was a big influence in my life. He was the champion of my family name, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like I saw it's like a Trojan movie, they said, who's your champion? And then, you know, the guy walk out,
Yeah.
I'm our champion, and then you gotta fight for that. That was my dad, for my whole tribe, right?
What's up?
So what I was telling my son is about the transition from the champion, as we all do, gets older, and at some point they have fought so many battles that they can't fight for us anymore. So then it's time for the next
Pass it on.
champion.
Pass it on, man.
So as that being my father, and he was the champion of the family, I understood that I had to be the next one to stand up and represent our family in that same capacity. Anybody got a problem. My aunt got a problem, my mom got a problem, grandma got a problem, my son got a problem. They call me. So as far as the definition, what I said about my father, the one thing that I could say over the line was that he always showed up to the plate. He ain't never buckled under any kind of pressure or anything like that. So something in that, I don't know if I can really make a definition of it, but eMIX gonna show up to the plate. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no, all challenges are opportunities. And so whenever I see, I don't see no problems. You know, I see tests. I see opportunities where this can be worked out and we can elevate past this. So it's something on the terms of showing up to the plate.
Okay.
Not buckling, not being scared, or not even bowing out to nothing. And again, it's not being about being tough. It's just about being confident in yourself and saying, I can make this work.
Right.
And I think that's translated through my career, through relationships, and even something like this, bro, I'm like, I don't know how this interview thing gonna go. But then I come in here and just, I do me, and it tends to work out.
Yeah. 'Cause I'm definitely, like, this one thing when we do our show over here, you know what I'm saying? It's you gonna feel like you're at the crib. You gonna feel like you're home. We're gonna make sure you relax. You know what I'm saying? You gonna make sure you feel good. So and then I feel like you definitely feel good because you took over, and I love that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, hey, I love that. I mean, tell me if I'm lying. Has anybody else ever been to this show and they took over like eMIX?
No, not at all.
I
I was waiting for someone else, and usually I'm waiting. I'm like, no, nobody has to say nothing because he's got to say anything.
Because
Listen,
I love that.
If y'all still got some questions, I'm down to answer
You
questions.
just said it all. I mean,
Anything,
bro.
anything that
You just a rap. We done wrap the
I'm
show.
like, damn, let's go. We all
I love it.
I love it.
And seeing this again, about going back to Ross saying, man, you need to tell him because these are conversations me and him have every time. We talk like this all the time. And so he like, man, you need to let me
I can't wait for this show to go up.
Yeah.
I can't wait. It goes up next Friday, I believe.
And so, but I tell people too, as far as this stuff goes, because I do talk to students. I had an after-school program at a certain point in time where I was doing. I opened up 2 studios in one in Overtown at the YWCA and one in Carroll City at YWCA. So I had two after-school programs
Teaching.
where I was, it was kind of like what I was telling y'all before, where music saved my life, where I have some homeboys that did DJ. So my pitch to the people when I was trying to get the grant money for the project and for the studios was, not a lot of kids, not everybody want to play football. Not every girl want to do cheerleading.
Yeah.
So it's like, especially in the hood, that's all you really got is sports. And sometimes you're just not an athletic person, but you're still talented. So I said, man, just the same way a studio got me off the streets, I was lucky enough because my homeboys just had something. I said, man, we could do something at the community center, and we could actually offer it in classes and say, hey, man, we got a free after-school program. The kids get bused too, snacks and everything. And we just chop it up. And I remember at the time I was mixing Gucci, and I was bringing sessions in directly from the Gucci session and showing them what I did and, teaching them how to use the production equipment and stuff like that.
You're not doing that no more?
Not well, COVID happened, and then, things got...
That's awesome, though.
You were giving back.
You were giving back, bro.
But see, but through that is where I really started to learn how to just express my passion for what I do, because I wanted them to understand it. Because sometimes if you just tell them, hey man, yeah, just turn this, turn that. I think it's so much important that they understand the mindset and the passion behind why I'm doing this than me just saying, yeah, I did, I boosted this kick drum like this.
Mm-hmm.
But if I tell the kid, man, I really love this and this is why, and this is where I come from with this, I felt like I really was getting across to him a little more. So after that, it was real easy for me to talk to people, because this is what I do. This is my life. Ain't no, when they say Captain Rap, I ain't got to kind of fake it for y'all. Like, yeah, man, and then I did that, and then, nah, man, this is my life, boy, and I'm still doing it. Yeah. I'm still grinding every day, and every win is a win. But look, I don't even stop to celebrate too long. I say, damn, what I made on that project, or man, we just went platinum, or we just went #1. But like I said, usually the way projects work, that work was done months ago, if not a year or more ago.
Mm-hmm.
So you still got to fill in those gaps in between that. You can't be thinking I'm gonna do this record and I'm gonna wait until they do something.
Working.
So I gotta keep just filling in that gap all the way through. So what happens is those projects, as they come out, but I don't stop to sit here and pat myself on the back about it. It's okay. Like I told you, Disco told me so long ago. Now you got something to work, market yourself with. So every time I get a big record, I go harder, and I go crazy on the gram, and boy, I let everybody know I mixed that thing. That's me. And then I go on things like this, and hey man, let y'all know. But not from a boastful situation. It's from a humble position, but also, hey man, I busted my ass with this shit.
Humble
also-
but confident.
But also, you know what it is
Yeah.
too. Just like I was saying, it's talking to the kids, but it's also I do speak to, you know, I go to SAE and talk to the upcoming guys there.
Okay.
And so it's to show them that, look, man, I ain't too different from you. You know, we all have similar backgrounds. We all came up from different situations that weren't the best. But if you have a drive, if you have a real want for this, because some people tell you, yeah, man, I'm down for whatever. Boy, but when things get real, you ain't really about this. It's a lot. I done did every stereotypical situation you could think of, homeless, lost my baby moms, all that, everything fell apart for me. When you think of like what is that? Like, if you want to go biblical, you know, they talk about Job and how like God kept testing him, and just making it worse and worse and worse and worse. It was kind of like that. It was like, boy, if you could last all this,
Still you standing?
boy, then you're going to get all your blessings.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. E, thank you, man, for coming through on the show.
Appreciate y'all.
Blessing the show.
Yes.
Take over the show. I love it. I love it. Again, thank you. We are out. You.